We are live. Bag of cans, and we're live. That's enough of the music. How many people are on the live? Let's get some. You're on the camera. The hand of God. There's 11 people on. I'm not really expecting many people on because I never announced that I was going to be doing it live, but we've just seen the team. We have just seen the team. Let's talk about the team. Joe Hart, Alistair Johnston, Gustav Lagerbielke, Gustav Lager, Gustav. Scales, Taylor, McGregor, Hatate, O'Reilly, Palmer, Maida and Kyogo. It's pretty much the team that I said last night. It's fantastic. Send Kaiser the link. What's that? Unboxing. Kaiser, I don't want to see that. Right, let's get back to there's 61 people online. What do you think of that team? Tell me in the comments, because I'll tell you one thing. It's probably the strongest team that I thought we could have went with. I did get it right. I said Yang, for me, never did enough at the weekend. Palmer walked straight into the team. Lewis Palmer, it's a big, big night for you, mate. You need to do us all proud tonight. Maida, Kyogo, it's a real good attacking team. Brendan Rodgers has just said, let's go for it tonight. Let's see what they're saying in the comment section, because there's a lot of people in the comments already. Paul Bears, Paul Imrie, hail, Paul Bears. Hail, Lanky. Superb, strong lineup. Brendan is definitely going for it. Come on, you boys in green, get in there. And we have some beer in the house tonight also. Hopefully the lighting's a bit better tonight, so that I'm going to do a test with this. And then you never know, I might do a watch along, but we need to move the telly. Paul Bear, looking forward to seeing Lewis play tonight. I think Lewis is going to be a big, big player for us tonight. This is what he was brought in for. He was brought in for these nights. I think he offers something more than what Yang does. Yang, the first half of the game at the weekend, just didn't do it for me. And that's why I thought, he has to go at John Shirley says, Baz, one alone, Omar Royal of the Rovers, boots. Some deep magic. Lager and skills will do the job. Thank you. I'm on the beers as well. Sign, especially playing lager. That's it. And I've got my first lager of the night. No, it's not. It's my third. I had 2 pints when I was out earlier. Look, it's going to be an interesting night. He's totally going for it. The boss is Brendan is going for it. That's not a passing side to side team. That's not a team that's going to sit back and try and draw them out, a bit like what maybe happened last year. That is a team that's just got one thing on its mind, and that's going forward. Joe Hart, he's changed his game this season. Alistair Johnston, he's built for the big stage. Lagerbielke, Gustav, he was brought in. Scales, it's chin up time, boy. Liam, it's like, come on, Scales. This is your big. This is what you've came to Celtic for. This is what you've dreamt of back in Ireland. This is a massive night for Liam Scales. Taylor, we know what Taylor can bring, and we know what he can't bring. McGregor is just going to have to boss that midfield tonight. Hatate needs to bully that midfield, bully it completely. And O'Reilly, he'll be up box to box. He'll be making sure that if he needs to cover back, he will. But going forward, he'll be doing that. Palmer, Lewis on the wing, and then Maida, Dyson on the other side, and Kyogo through the middle. Let's look at the substitutes. You've also got Bain, Morrison, you've Yang, Turnbull, Ohm, Tomioka, Bernardo, Forrest, Ralston, and Mikey Johnson. Right, let's look at the second half of the game and try and work what Brendan's going to do with the game. I think when you look at it, Palmer maybe come off, and then Yang come on later on. You don't know. It could be maybe Forrest will come on in his place. You never know. When you look at the middle of the park, if Hatate can't last the 90 minutes, will he bring Turnbull on? I'd probably say we'll bring Turnbull on towards the end of the game, just because I don't think Hatate's got the legs in it to last the full 90 minutes. That's the only thing that I could think. And the big talking point of the night is we've nobody to cover in defence. We've actually nobody to cover in defence tonight. What is going on with Celtic? Dan is just look. He is that. I feel so confident tonight. It says Craig. I don't feel confident. I always feel confident when I see Celtic, and I always think that we're going to do our best and we're going to try our hardest. But we're up against a really good side tonight. We're up against the top seeds. They have scored 17 goals in their last 3 games. My arse is knitting buttons. Just wanted to start. Just wanted to start. Lanky says, right now, we've nothing to lose. Let's go for it. Who dares wins? You can't say that, Lanky. I'm not saying who dares wins. No chance. No chance. Some slushy lemonade, says Tom. Hi, Baz. Danny. Some more comments coming in. There's loads of comments coming in now. And if this looks all right, I need to check on this because if it's okay, I might change because I've got the lighting sorted out this afternoon. John Shirley says, Baz, if Taylor doesn't play, we have a wee chance and go for opposing team. Brendan, we need an early goal to keep the pressure on. I don't think an early goal is what it's going to take tonight. I think if we can keep it at 1-0, if we can keep the scoreline low, which I think we will, we're going to go out and just attack. And I think that you never know. It's no Cameron, no CCV is not playing. I mean, that's the car part again, Stuart. Jesus. Right, let's get back to the team. The team. Let's get back to it because Joe Hart. Let's look at it with a calm head now. Let's try not to get too excited. Let's try not to get too excited. With Joe Hart, who's played at the top level before, his experience is going to be absolutely paramount for the guys in front of him tonight. You've got Alistair Johnson, you've got Gustav, you've got Scales and Taylor. Taylor's played in the Champions League last year. You know, Alistair Johnson's, it's his first time in the Champions League. What can he do? What can he do to make sure that Alistair Johnson's just going to do what he does. It all comes down to how good Scales and Gustav play tonight. That's it. They are you don't like to say it, but they're the weakest points of the team. You know, Scales has got to really man up tonight and show why Brendan was right not to send him up to Aberdeen. Hatate needs to pull one out of the bag. O'Reilly needs to play the game of his life tonight. And McGregor just needs to be Callum McGregor. Just make sure he controls that midfield, calms the players down exactly when they need calm down. And then when they need to move forward, he makes sure that all the teams move forward at the same time. With a chance not to be embarrassed tonight. The board have gambled, says Slavin. How have the board gambled tonight? Come on, man up, man. It's Champions League night. Brendan's just put an attacking team and you're having a dig at the board. Tonight's not a night for having a dig at the board. Anyway, Algiers needs to lead from the back. Alistair Johnson's in the World Cup. This is on par. That's right. Alistair Johnson's got that experience and that's why he was brought into Celtic. He had a fantastic World Cup. So let's just hope that you need to get 5 aside next. What are you talking about, Lanky? Right. Can we calm? Right, let's have a look at it calmly. Look at the bench. Because let's face it, it's all going to come down to the bench. And the bench, for me, isn't as strong as what it was probably last season. You've got Bain, you've got Young Morrison, you've got Yang, Turnbull, Ohm, Tomoki, Bernardo. I think if anybody's going to come off, could it be the fact that it brings Hatate off and brings Paulo Bernardo on? This is a level that he should be aiming at. This is a Champions League. You know, he's a European player. He's been there, done it with Benfica, played in the youth team, Benfica, scored lots of goals, and he's played for Benfica first team, which Jota didn't. Is it a game for him coming on the second half and showing us what he can do? Has he done enough? Ralston's the only person that we've really got that's going to do anything at the back. Mikey Johnson's only in there because he's Scottish. Could it be the night that Mikey Johnson comes on and scores a late winner for Celtic? Oh my God, the mayhem that would go on online. The social media meltdown if Mikey Johnson was to come on and score a late winner. My goodness, that would be unbelievable. What a turnaround in his career. He would go from getting almost booted out the door this summer and get told, look, we don't want you by the fans. He's not good enough for Celtic. If he was to come on tonight and do what James Forrest has done many, many times in Europe before, can he be the man to come on and score as a late goal and a late winner? Would that be something that he can do? In the comments, my Diogo Hatate tonight will get a result. Let's hope it's not going to come down to just the 3 players. I don't think that having to rely on Mikey will pull a hamstring, taking his bib off. Oh, as for that one, the government, everyone, most of the troops are there now. Yep, they are that. Listen, my Facebook was full of troops, and my Instagram was full of all the usual ones that go to the European away games. And yeah, they all sit round about that corner of the ground. I mean, they're actually all around the ground because there was guys for the main stand and the guys from a couple of the boxes. Also, Baz, how's tricks? Just on what you think the score. Ah, do you know what? I'm still going to go a score draw. Even though that team is an attacking team, I think we're really going to have to pull it in and make sure that we defend at times tonight. Joe Hart, Alistair Johnson, Gustav, Scales, and Taylor are going to have their work cut out for them. They're going to have to defend like they've never defended at points tonight. Going forward, you've got McGregor, Hatate, O'Reilly, Palmer, and Maida sitting in front of them, and then Kyogo sitting up front himself. I think we need to get Kyogo sitting right on the back of their defenders. We need to get some really good balls out from Lager, from Gustav. Scales has got a good ball in him. Scales going forward. Scales bringing out the ball out for the back, running forward, can trouble their defence, can trouble the midfield players because then we've got players running off. You've got Matt O'Reilly that's then running about and trying to just get up a bit of space. You've got Callum McGregor sitting back and just dictating the play, saying, look, move forward. He's telling everyone where to go. You've got Palmer on the wings, you've got Lewis on the wings, and then you've got Dyson on the other side. They're going to stick right to the touchlines tonight. You'll see them hugging the touchlines and trying to just make sure it's the overrunners that we need to make sure that they come in. O'Reilly's going to have to do that. Hatate's going to have to make lots of space for himself. It looks like a really impressive lineup. But can we do anything? Can we do anything away from home? That is the big, big question. One each, I'm hoping, or a win, says Catholic Rebel. There are no sub defenders. That's the Green Lecture said that right at the back, right at the start of the video. What is going on? We have no defenders. We know the situation. We know the situation at the end of the day. But Phillips is a big, big loss. Phillips, why did we buy Phillips? It's not the time for that, Chalk. It's not the time. We knew Phillips hadn't had a game since January, but we brought him in as cover. Look, we spent money on defenders and they've been injured. We can talk about this later. Let's talk about they've not got any attackers. They never had any attackers at the weekend. And I don't want to remind you what the weekend score was. And let's face it, they've scored 17 goals in their last 3 games. It's going to be a game to watch tonight, honestly. Defenders will have to watch out they don't get caught with any handballs. Scales will throw himself in front of everything. Chilpel, this is right. This is a big, massive night for Scales. You know, he went out to Liverpool. I'm talking about Phillips. He went up to Aberdeen last season. He was that close to going back to Aberdeen. We need him at Celtic. He needs to prove himself. He wants to play for Celtic. You know, he is one of us through and through. Yeah, it's a big night for him. He needs to do it. Chilpel, I've had faith in Scales. Rodgers has put faith in him and the performance. Like Rodgers has put faith in a lot of guys tonight. I told you he would drop him. I did say the other night he will drop Turnbull. Turnbull wouldn't start, and I was right. Turnbull only started at the weekend because his fitness levels. Hatate had to come straight back in. We had to make sure that Hatate got some game time. Look, if Hatate doesn't last 60 minutes, if he lasts the 60 minutes, we're doing fantastically well. Hopefully, we might still be in a position to get something out of the game at that 60-minute mark. He's got 60 minutes to prove himself at that top level. This is where he wants to play. He wants to go to that bigger club. He wants to move on in a year or so. You know, this is where he needs to turn up and make sure that he gets noticed. And noticed tonight, he must. Because let's face it, the bench isn't what as strong as what it was last year. I think Paulo Bernardo might come on for Hatate. Because let's face it, if Turnbull comes on for Hatate, there's going to be heads in the hands time. Could it be the fact that by half time, by the 60-minute mark, we're all hiding behind the sofa? Just praying that they don't score any more goals. Tell me what you think. And I'm not going to the pub tonight, so I might do a live watch along. I'll need to shift the telly though. Because it looks like I might have got the lighting sorted out so that the video doesn't look as scabby as it did last night. Pub or boys? No long now, boys. Yep. Scales, man of the match. Do you think he'll be man of the match? Hatate will rip the night, says Chilpel. Soapy Van Shu says Phillips could end up being a Duffy. Celtic paying his wages for him to get his fitness back. I don't think so. I mean, Brendan knew what he was getting with the player. Brendan worked with the player when he was at Liverpool before, so he knows exactly what he's got in his locker. The fact that 2 seasons ago he played about 26 games for Liverpool, he hasn't played since January. You know, look, it's never hiding behind the sofa. Neither that, because the dog would jump all over me, like just chase the ball. It's not going to be a case of hiding behind the sofa, but I tell you one thing: the manager is going for it tonight. Nobody could say tonight before this game even kicks off, they're fed up with Brendan Ball. You know, Brendan Ball that doesn't go out and attack, because this lineup has got one thing and one thing on its mind: going forward at speed and attacking them. You know, these players, the players that are on the pitch. I mean, even Scales running out from defence right over the halfway line, totally confusing the opposition. That could play into our hands tonight. The bench isn't too bad. Bernardo, Yang, and Ohm and Awata all have a chance of coming on. Let's look at the bench, because let's face it, I think the bench for me, it's not as strong as last year, but Paulo Bernardo is the man that I think will be the first player to come on. It could be the fact that I think the first two players that will come off will be Hatate and maybe Palma, because they're not up to speed. I think, but you never know. Hatate and Palma might be the first two to go off. That's what I reckon. If there's anybody going to go off, that'll be the first two to come off in about the 60-minute mark. And then it's who comes on. Will it be Turnbull? Will it be Paulo Bernardo? Did he do enough at the weekend to show us that he's going to be that good a player? Can he take us to that next level like what Jota did? It's a big night. It's a massive night for Celtic. Look, let's look at the thing. The bench is okay, right? The bench is okay, but it's away from home. It's the first game in the Champions League. It's a big opportunity for these boys. They are not favourites. Celtic are not favourites tonight, and that's when we are trying to at our best and just go, come on, let's show these guys. Let's show this lot that we are not here just to take part. Like the T-shirt said, I should have put it on. We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. Can we do something in this group? Karen Wilson says, I'm bricking it, but I know we'll be fine tonight. I just hope Kyogo scores. I hope he scores so much. It's got his name in Japanese in the right of his arm. My goodness, Karen, that must be a tattoo and a half. Forrest is past it, said Chilpill. Forrest is not past it. He's not past it. He's the kind of guy that he's got bags of experience at this level. Forrest is the kind of player that can come on, and if we're needing a goal in the last 10, 15 minutes, Forrest is the type of player that can come in for the wing, and he will take a shot from outside the box. I hope to make Chilpill eat his words tonight if Forrest comes on. Lanky says, we all know that we're underdogs. We need to put a good show on and go for the jugular. That is right. We need to put a massive good show on tonight. Look, when I think back to when we played Ajax a few years ago, we played them 2 years in a row. You know, we've been to Holland before. We can we can pull off. But it's a different time. It's a different team. Can this team just man up enough? Can it get to the heights that Celtic teams have got before? It's all going to kick off in just under 45 minutes. I am Chilpill. I'm eating my words. Chilpill. I'm telling you, I'm getting Furiashi on the left arm next week. There you go. John Shirley says, Baz, I heard we Geos sell Napoli ice cream. Jeez. Have you a chance to comment? As we say, Kyogo first goal is 8-1. I don't think it'll be Kyogo first goal. I think if Celtic score the first goal, it's going to come from a midfield player. Kyogo's going to get man-marked too much. I think there could be a night for Hatate and O'Reilly to come up with the first goal for Celtic tonight. It's just a feeling that I've got. A fucking mosquito. It's just a feeling that I've got. If we can keep, when it gets down to it, if we get to half time, if we can get down to half time and keep it at 0-0 with this team, we've got a real good chance. Can't wait for a match. Palma free kick, that would be nice. Palma, he has got it. Lewis Palma has got it in his. So that's Helen, you've nailed it in one. Come on, you boys and girls are very best. Davies says, at least we've got a chance. We're going to get Chilpill and a Japanese on my arm. Palma free kick. Could it be the night that Lewis Palma steps up bats his chest, and thinks, Emilio, this one's for you. Walks to the ball, looks into the corner, looks round the wall, takes it, walks up, absolutely bends a flyer and hits in the top corner. Is it one of those nights? Is it one of the, will this be one of the nights where we go, this is the day that we win away? Is it? Is this what we hear that song being sung by the 2,300 and odd Celtic fans at the game tonight on your TVs? Because I am absolutely buzzing for it. I hope it is. Right, calm down. Let's all calm down and get realistic because they have scored 17 goals in their last three matches. It's going to be a hard game. Defensively, it will look good. You know, Gustav is young. Scales has shown that he can up his game. Scales coming out from the back. The two defenders are going to go out wide at times, and it's going to allow Alistair Johnson and Taylor to come in, inverted like they did last season. It'll allow Callum McGregor just to sit in the middle, which will allow your two wingers, which is Maida and Lewis Palmer. They'll stick right out towards the touchline. It's a big night for them. You know, the Celtic formation, you've seen a little hints of it at the weekend. You know, tactics tonight is going to come down to the whole game. Desmond Law on the board are taking us for mugs, says Jock Law. How are they taking it? Like, it's Champions League night, for goodness sake. Talk about the game tonight. Talk about the team that the manager has put out. He's put out a fantastic attacking team with the resources that we've got. And you're giving a bag of cans with expectations, David. Here's to the beer, to the Gustav, to the lager, Gustav. If Gustav scores, I'm putting the t-shirt on at half time. Right. Another seller club for £1 says it's important that we keep it tight at the back. I think this team knows how to keep it tight at the back, but this team only knows one thing, and that's going forward. You know, that's not a team to sit back tonight. It's not a team to sit back tonight. Karen says, me thinks Kyogo will score first. I'm getting goosebumps reading and listening to this. I'm getting goosebumps just waiting to switch the telly on. Right, I am going to cut this one short. I might come back on for a watch along. So if you are interested in doing that, I will need to move the telly a bit so they don't get hit for copyright. Maybe I got to put something in the front. Just hit the like button. How many people have hit the thumbs up? There's 71 thumbs up. There's 209 watching. Make sure this is the day that we win away. It would sound brilliant to hear that in Holland tonight. Paul, we've sang it so many times at away games. This would be the night. If we can do something tonight, it would just set down a marker. You know, it would just be like the time when Neil Lennon come over to the corner at 1-1-1 and placed down the Champions League trophy and went bang right in the corner. You know, this is us making our mark. We are going to do something. Can we do this tonight? Jock Law says, I have no confidence. We are weaker than last season. Oh, we're weaker than last season. Are we weaker than last season? The average age of the team is 24. You know, anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, let's do a watch along with Baz. It says Ali. Right, if we're going to do a watch along, I am going to cut this video short in about 7 minutes, and that'll allow me to get ready to a watch along as long as this lighting situation seems to be all right tonight. So the video quality seems to be a bit better. Definitely weaker, says Jotlaw. Good night, guys. Have a great one. Hopefully win, lose or draw. Says Jeffrey, are you off to the pub to watch it? Or you watched it in the telly? If you're watching the telly, get the telly on, get the football on the telly, get your laptop, your phone on, and we will be doing a watch along. Maybe. Where is she? Don't even know where she is. Yeah, the video quality is a lot better than last night. Hail says, Tam Mac, you're just in the house, Tam. Jesus, where you been? Karen Wilson says, no confidence. How dare you? Lol. Lager. What's that one? Jesus, Lager. Tits. No. What's wrong with you, Davey? What's wrong with you? Yes, let's do a watch along. Off to the pub, mate. Yeah, I was meant to be going to the pub, but I've had one of those days. Where it's just had nothing's went right. So I thought it's too. Can't be asked about the pub. It would have been nice to go down to the pub and watch it, but I think it was. I'm watching it from home. So let's do a little watch along. We watch along, please. Let's do the watch along. We might have to cut it off at half time. I don't know. I could just do that, can I? We'll wait and see. Right. Anyway, let's do a watch on. Ha, Lanky Boy. What's Lanky Boy been saying to it? Tom Mack is in the house. How dare you know confidence? Lanky, you tell him. What did Lanky tell him? Right. Let's get some more Celtic news. Is there any more Celtic news kicking about? Because I'll be perfectly honest, I've not seen a single bit of media today at all. We've been far too busy working. Came online as soon as I seen the team. I thought that's it. I mean, Hart, Johnson, Gustav, Scales, Taylor, McGregor, Hatate, O'Reilly, Lewis Palmer, Dyson, Myra, Kyogo. That's an attacking team. That's the strongest team that he could have put out. There's nobody on the bench that could have got in that team before any of the players. It all depends on the fitness of Tati and Lewis Palmer. Lewis Palmer's fit. We know he's fit. He's up to speed. It all comes down to how long Hatate can actually last tonight for me and what he can do in this game. Right, let's see if there is Celtic news kicking about. Obviously, everyone just talking about striker hasn't played a minute since he was denied Celtic transfer. Interesting. What's this one? Let me just check this because it's a bit of Celtic news. Ah, who cares? It's about the young Van Hooydonk. Trouble player, trouble player. Lewis Palmer and Hatate to start. The big breaking news, obviously, a lot of the sites are going with. What time is it? And then we'll get ready for the watch along. Right. Is there any links to watch the game on the telly? No, it's on TNT Sports 1. I think. But we are going to do a watch along here. Unfortunately, we can't actually show you the game due to copyright reasons. But what I'll do is I'll change the angle of the telly and the laptop and stuff. So that's why I'm going to. It will be. Is it not on YouTube? TNT Sports. No CCV, so we are weaker. Says Matthew. Look, we know that Cameron Carter Vickers in it. I'm out here enjoy the game. You wait at the pub to watch the game, Lanky. Right, we know that we're weaker, right? But with the team, with what we've got at what Brendan's got just now, this is the strongest team. It is the strongest team. Yes, you can look at last year. Right, here, I'm going to put a cat amongst the pigeons here, right? If this team gets a draw tonight, will you turn around and say that we're weaker then? Right? Because the team last year, we're not going to talk about this, and let's talk about it after the game and see how we got on tonight. I'm at the game. Jot Law. No, who says that? I'm at the game, my friends. Need to go. Jot Law's at the game. You're actually in Holland. Oh, Wayne. You're no chance. You'd be in the ground by now if you were at the game. You'd be in the ground by now. If you're in Ireland, it is on RTE2. Or if you've got a Fire Stick, you'll get RTE2. Hill says Naomi. And something today says. I don't even want to say that one. Halftime chat. Chill pill. I think I'm actually going to do a watch along. So, Baz, mate, you've got me with my chest pushed out already for war. Yes! Come on! Right, let's do it. Where is she? Should I do a watch along or just going at half time? Right, there's been an executive one will take all day long. Right, we're going to do a halftime chat. So I will go live just before halftime, and then the halftime chat might go on to doing a watch along. So Kaiser, you've missed it. You've missed it. We are going to come back at half time. We're going to come back at half time and then we might do a watch along. That will give me enough time to move the television and get everything else in place. It looks like the video quality is a lot better tonight. This is Celtic. Love it. Right. So I will come back live just before half time. So we'll come back on just before half time. I could see you drinking in the background, you weirdo. Right. Right. Let's have a fantastic game. I'll see you just before half time, and then we'll watch the second half together. Obviously, I'll need to shift the telly so I don't get done for copyright. Come on, you boys in green.